What if there were a time machine that could fit in your pocket and show you instantly what a place looked like 100 years ago? Well, there is. It's called Atlascope, and it was developed right here.
The Leventhal Center is an independent nonprofit located inside of the Boston Public Library. We work with the library's Geography and Maps collection, which is the third largest public map collection in the United States.
Garrett Dash Nelson is president and head curator.
What we really care about is helping people understand the connection between the past, the present, and the future as seen through maps and geography.
Atlascope does that by putting thousands of historic maps in the palm of your hand. Why is that a game changer?
This is an example of one of the atlases that you'll find in Atlascope. The atlases themselves are amazing, but they're a little bit clumsy to use in their original form. They're in big bound volume, which is great if you've got a day to spend at the library. But we knew that there was really an opportunity here to bring digital tools into that process. I'm going to show you how these same atlases that we saw in the physical original form, how they look in the transformed Atlascope. When we're looking at Atlascope, in the background we have a pretty familiar modern map of the city, and we're scoping through the modern map to see a historic map of the city that matches it exactly block by block.
Think of it as Google Maps on steroids. Enter a location on your phone and instantly compare modern maps with any historic map in the database.
In so many ways, we are living today in the city that was built in the past, and I'm still constantly discovering new things.
Long before Atlascope, the evolution of the city was recorded in photos by people, such as architectural photographer Peter van der Warker.
The Hancock Tower is famous because the windows all fell out. In '76, I photographed it many times over the years, never get tired of it.
Van der Warker got his first break as a photographer right here at the Boston Public Library, after discovering its extensive archive of old city photos.
I did a book called Boston Then and Now with Dover Publishers, and I was kind of off to the races.
Later, he would pair up with architect and Boston Globe writer Robert Campbell on a long-running series called Cityscapes of Boston. Chronicle met up with the duo back in 1992 when our Mary Richardson asked this question.
Is the new Boston or the old Boston more photogenic?
The old city had more coherence to it. It had a similarity of materials and a kind of a human scale, lower buildings, smaller streets. The new city has drama and it has tall buildings.
One location that Van der Warker has returned to more than perhaps any other is Boston's Blackstone Block.
I photographed the same picture every 5 years since 1987. So that big dig starts, and you start to see cranes coming along, and then you start to see Boston Garden disappears, and a new garden goes up, then the Zakim Bridge pops up, and you just see all that series of 6, 7 pictures taken over 35 years.
Perhaps the greatest value of a photograph is the way it can freeze a moment in time for future generations.
The street was Salem Street in the North End. And I was setting up a shot, and I had a Polaroid of the old print, and a guy came out of a butcher shop right next door and said, "Hey, I've got that picture." So I've got the picture of present-day Salem Street, and he's holding the old view from 1900, and it's like a hole in time. It's just like looking through the present to the past.
Many of the historic maps that you'll find in Atlascope are Bromley maps. These were often used by insurance companies after the Great Boston Fire of 1872, which is why, along with ownership, they reference building materials as well. The large format books became so popular that even maps made by other companies were sometimes referred to as Bromley. Up next, secret spaces of the North End.